Hey fam, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Suleiman. I'm a United Nations awarded writer, son of two photographers, and an MBA from Starlight Business School. I've spent most of my life in tech, and just by holding this box, the sheer weight of this, I know that it's worth what I paid for it. So let's unbox and then we can talk about it. This video is more of a behind the scenes of my podcast than an unboxing video, but you get to see a mix of both. I have this podcast of which I have recorded only 2 episodes, and I didn't quite like my voice in them. And I decided that I need to invest in a good mic because I don't believe in delayed gratification. Because what will $300-400 do sitting in my bank account if I don't sound good in my podcast? Hopefully, this will step up my game and the production value, and doing it all with minimal gear and the least amount of friction. I will also share how much I'm spending on this and why I'm starting this podcast. And most importantly, why I'm filming this. Found it. Assembling the Gator mic stand, a quick start guide. Moment of truth. Wow. So, about the mic. I didn't have to buy a pop filter physically because it's built into its system digitally. So I just have to configure it in its software. I didn't have to buy a boom arm either, which attaches to the desk because it came with its own desk stand. It's all about keeping things easy and minimal. One of the coolest features about this mic is that I can configure it to work from a distance, so I don't have to speak right into it, which also gives me the advantage of moving this out of the shot, and even I can configure it in a way that even if I move side to side, it can pick up clean sound without any distortion. And the wire is long enough to work with my iPad, so I just plug this in here. Here's my iPad. Whoa, looks cool, right? Now, to monitor my audio, I got these. Let's just move this out of the way so that I can open this up. Oh yeah, it's here. I stuck with the same brand to keep things in the same ecosystem. By the way, the mic also has an XLR input, so if I want to go down a more professional route in the future, yeah. Nice. So why did I choose these headsets? Well, I just asked ChatGPT that which headphones would work the best, and it recommended this because as some headphones are made for music and these ones fall more towards the podcasting side. Previously, I tried AirPods, but they were a disappointment. Anything wireless isn't good for a podcast setup, especially remote. And I tried Toshiba headphones, the cheap ones. They had a mic and headphones as well, but I didn't like it. So in my previous podcasts, I didn't quite like my own audio. I started with what I had, which is the golden advice, and I recommend everybody does the same. Start and level up accordingly as you move up. Now, compared to SM7B, MV Plus is not even close. It is a legendary mic which a lot of podcasters use, like Joe Rogan, Matt D'Avella. This is far more simpler. If I just sum it up, an SM7B would have costed me around $500 plus the boom stand, which would cost me another $100, and then I would need a cloud lifter to boost the volume up and a special device from Shure called MVX2U to connect the XLR into the USB-C of my iPad. Now that's far from being a simplistic setup. So yeah, with MV7 Plus, I just need to connect the USB-C wire to my iPad or to my laptop, and that's it. I could have gone for the legendary SM7B, and to be honest, they look so good, but that would only be to feed the imposter syndrome monster in me by validating my craft by buying something that is more expensive. Because when you speak in something so expensive as the SM7B, you feel like what you're speaking is important. And that's the whole purpose of buying something so expensive. I did some research and found out that other than the aesthetics, that is the looks, these two microphones are completely the same. As for the setup, this is a remote setup, and that's why I don't need all that fancy studio equipment. Most of the times the guests won't be able to come to my place because I know that they are very far away, and that's why I need an easy setup just to connect with the guests. And I know that there are people who say that, content is king or the gear doesn't matter. Well, I truly believe that yes, content is king, and if you have the content and you want to share it with people, just go ahead and share it. The amount of gear should not bother you or hold you back. But I also believe that people have an eye for good quality. Well, I have to say an eye and an ear now, because we all love to see something in higher quality or something that sounds very crisp, very nice to our ears. So if you can upgrade your setup, you shouldn't hold yourself back. Now, why am I starting this podcast? I want to have conversations with people who can share insights about my pain points and help me grow. And I'm not just recording it for the sake of recording it. I'm actually documenting my journey to level up and to connect with others who are on the similar path. Like, for example, I want to start a course, and I know PJ Milani has a course. So I would try to invite him and ask him, how did he start a course? Where did he get his curriculum from? And how can I start one? And I'll keep inviting guests as I move forward in my journey. So now, what's the importance of documenting all of this? Well, I got this advice from Gary Vee, who says, document, don't create. So I started with what I had and what I could create. And finally, after testing the waters, now I just want to keep on growing all the way to the top, if I ever reach the top. Maybe tomorrow I'll outgrow myself and might not remember my humble beginnings. So perhaps it's for me to be able to look back at myself, how I used to look, and most importantly, how I used to think. And if I can document that, because I think it's really very, very important if I can capture that on video, because that will help me understand why I failed and where did I mess up and how I succeeded and how can I improve. And I really think that this video journaling, apart from physical or digital journaling, is such a big advantage in our time, as it helps us to be the next best version of ourselves. Because we only improve if we put ourselves out there in the social world, whether physically or digitally. Because all the pressure to level up comes from social dynamics than anything else. And yes, the first few initial attempts won't be that good, but if you keep moving forward, they would eventually become good. I look back at my videos and think that, oh, how bad I look in them. But I wouldn't have created these good videos if I would have never created those not so good videos. And those were just some bad videos, not a permanent failure. And they are still out there for the haters to hate and for the lovers to love. So here are my closing thoughts. There are a lot of advantages of being online. Online world allows you to be anything that you want. You don't need to wait for permission from anyone, and you can do whatever you want. You can be a journalist, you can be a podcaster, you can be a writer. Just start a blog. I don't know who said that, but it's very profound that you don't need to wait to become perfect. You need to start, and eventually you will become perfect. So start now. You're on your own journey. Don't hesitate to share your ideas. Well, fam, I hope this was informative, and I would like to thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.